Super Mario Land was released in 1989 and was a launch title for the Nintendo Game Boy. This was the first game in the Super Mario Land series. The NES had Super Mario Bros., Super Mario Bros. 2, Super Mario Bros. 3, but the Game Boy had Super Mario Land, Super Mario Land 2, 6 Golden Coins, and Wario Land, Super Mario Land 3. The game sold extremely well, 18 million copies, making it the best-selling game overall on the Nintendo Game Boy. The story and environment of this game are a little bit different from what Mario fans are accustomed to. The damsel in distress is Princess Daisy rather than Princess Peach, and the boss of the game is not Bowser or his kids, it's an alien conqueror named Tatanga. There are a few new enemies that seem slightly out of place for a Mario title. If you keep watching, you'll see when we get on to the playthrough portion of this video. Super Mario Land is a short game, consisting of only 4 worlds, which includes an Egyptian-themed kingdom, a water kingdom, and an extremely eastern kingdom, which is weird and uncharacteristic for a Mario game, with these Asian girls that attack Mario. In addition to that, 2 stages in this game are actually horizontal shooter stages, which is very unique for a Mario game. These stages alone make this title worth checking out in my opinion. The controls are a little bit slippery and difficulty spikes pretty dramatically in World 3, but the gameplay is still quite good. I didn't own this game as a kid, but I remember seeing others at recess with it. You have near console quality Mario action in the palm of your hand. It almost sounds too amazing to be real. On to the Power Word Nerd quick review of the game. Give this game a 7 for graphics. The sprites of some of the enemies are large and interesting, and some of the backgrounds have a decent amount of detail. The horizontal shooter stages look really cool as well, but Goombas and power-ups look unclear and blah. Keep in mind this was a launch title for the Game Boy, so gave this game a 7 for sound. The music was catchy and sounds great, but there is a lack of varied sound effects. I gave this game a 7 for control. Mario controls great for the most part, but he can be a little slippery at times. I found that on occasion the jump button wasn't as responsive as you've grown to expect playing console Mario games. The horizontal shooter stages control well. Give this game an 8 for gameplay. Traversing the levels is an absolute blast, and getting past the more difficult parts feels really rewarding. Some of the levels felt short, however, and the game itself is definitely on the brief side. Difficulty-wise, the game starts out pretty easy, but the difficulty suddenly spikes in World 3, which was kind of jarring for me when I played through the game. I'm not going to give this game a rating on story, as it's a 1989 handheld platformer, but if I were to give it a rating, it would be a very low score. Replayability, 6. Once you beat this short game, there isn't a lot to go back into it for. In 1989, it would have been worthwhile to bust this out on a trip for a quick playthrough, however, so there would have been some replayability there. Overall, adding all the scores together, this game receives a Power Word Nerd rating of 7 out of 10.